Welcome back, friends. It's Anders. Today we're going to be making one of my favorite tropical/tiki drinks. It's called Dr. Funk. It is an interesting drink in that out of all of the classic tiki drinks, this one predates tiki and it's the only one that was actually created in the South Pacific. So it has a special place not only in history, but in my heart because it's also a really tasty drink. Now, I'm gonna tell you the story, and I'm also gonna show you the recipe that I like. There are different variations on this, but this one is my absolute favorite. So, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button for more sips, tips, and recipes, and let's go make the Dr. Funk. To the bar. All right, the Dr. Funk, such a good drink. Actually, was an actual man. Dr. Funk was real. His name was Dr. Bernhard Funk, and he was a German-born physician who moved to Samoa in the late 1800s and practiced medicine for over 30 years. In fact, one of his most noted patients was Robert Louis Stevenson, the author of Treasure Island and The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Supposedly, they were friends. I read that Dr. Funk was actually at Stevenson's bedside when he died. I don't know if it was a friendly visit or the fact that he was also his doctor. Anyway, let's talk about the drink, the Dr. Funk. Now, Dr. Funk created the Dr. Funk to cure something called cafard, which I had to look up. I didn't know what that was. It is depression. It's melancholia. And so apparently you could just have this cocktail and you would rid yourself of cafard. I don't know if everybody had cafard, but people started realizing, oh, this is a nice cocktail. And the original drink had 0 rum in it. It actually had absinthe, seltzer, lime juice, and sometimes grenadine. Its popularity spread throughout Polynesia. In fact, all the way to Fiji, people knew what Dr. Funk was as a cocktail and also the man. Now, fast forward a few decades and you have the tiki era. And there you've got Don the Beachcomber and Trader Vic. Both of them had a rendition of the Dr. Funk with rum added to it. Who was the first to add rum? I don't know, and I don't think that really matters. I think what's important is the fact that this drink predates all of the other tiki drinks and truly came from the South Pacific, which is where all these other tiki bars were pretending to be. Now, does it work with the rum? Absolutely. In fact, a good, strong flavored, funky rum works really well because you're mixing it with absinthe, and those big flavors make for a big flavored drink. However, it's still light, bright, and very refreshing. So now the booze. I actually never looked up how to pronounce funk in German. I wonder if it's funk. Okay, to make this recipe of the Dr. Funk, we are gonna need rum, absinthe, fresh lemon juice, fresh lime juice, grenadine, and sparkling water. Let's talk rum. I have a funky Jamaican rum in here because I like the big flavor, it's really good, but I'm also splitting the base. So I have a rum from Fiji, which also has a good full flavor, but it's very different. I get a bit more spice, there's a little bit of grassiness. Honestly, I like how they work together in this drink, but I felt that a drink like the Dr. Funk should have a rum from the South Pacific. And I actually just kind of discovered this rum and I like it. So I put it in here. It's in my collection at Curiata, if you want to check it out. Both of these are. Even the absinthe is in there. The absinthe, we're just using a little bit in this cocktail. A little goes a long way. Juice, I've got both lemon and lime. You could just do lemon, you could just do lime. They're both gonna be good, but there are some sour style cocktails that I like to split the difference. I think that the lemon goes really good with the absinthe, and the lime I really like with the strong rum. The grenadine, this is going to give us the sweetness we need for everything. We got all of the acid from the citrus, we've got the dilution, we got the big bold flavors. So you are gonna want a good grenadine. I happen to be using the world's best grenadine, the recipe I came up with. We launched this a couple weeks ago. A number of you have already got it in your hands, and I want you to make this drink because it's gonna be delicious. Yeah, and if you haven't gotten a bottle, it's not too late. Onto the sparkling water. You can just use a seltzer soda water. That should cover everything. Oh, I can't wait to show you what's next. So, let's build. So, now the grand reveal. I finally got my milkshake mixing machine. Mixer. It's a spindle mixer, or whatever it's called. I've been waiting a long time for this. It makes milkshakes, but it also is really good for crushed ice cocktails. You don't have to go and get yourself this. For the last 4 years that we've had this channel, I haven't used it because I didn't have it. But now I have it. Oh, I'm excited. This is when I was working behind the bar regularly. We had one of these. You can get cheaper ones. Check this out. Yeah, sweet. Be very careful with this, by the way. I have never cut myself with this, but I have heard horror stories of other bartenders who have mauled themselves with that thing. Do be careful. Disclaimer. If you don't have a milkshake machine, you can still make this cocktail and it is very good. Just follow along, I'll tell you what to do. Get yourself a jigger. All right, let's start with the rum. I'm splitting the base, so I'm gonna do 3/4 of an ounce of Jamaican rum, 3/4 of an ounce of your Fiji rum, Fijian rum? Your other rum. 1/4 ounce of absinthe. If you don't have absinthe, you could use pastis or Absinthe. 1/2 ounce of fresh lemon juice, 1/2 ounce of fresh lime juice, and 3/4 ounce of the world's best grenadine. There we are. Now the bubbly water, we're gonna add that later. All right, so now we add the crushed ice. I'm adding about, let's say, 1/2 cup. Kind of eyeball it and take it to the machine. A lot of people will also throw in a couple larger cubes called agitators or agitating cubes, and that helps to kind of help aerate everything. But I personally feel that I get enough aeration without them. Give this a whiz just for a few seconds. We're talking like 3 to 5 seconds. That's it. If you don't have one of these, just give it a quick shake with a cheater tin on top of there. You're gonna be fine. That's about 5 seconds or so. See, look at that. Look at all those little bubbles. Just added all kinds of air, fluffiness. It's gonna be great. I am so excited. I'm just gonna put that. Okay, now grab a chilled lowball and open pour right into the glass. And now we just wanna add about an ounce of bubbly water. Help liven it up. And for a garnish, some pineapple fronds. I like to keep some frozen in a freezer bag for these occasions. Drop in a straw, can give it a little stir to get those bubbles incorporated. If you want, you could top it off with a little bit more crushed ice. And there we have the Dr. Funk. Cheers. The moment we've all been waiting for. That looks refreshing, does it not? That is so good. I'll tell you what's great about it. I get big, bold rum up front alongside absinthe. And you know it's just 1/4 of an ounce, but it ties together with this bright citrus, but also the sweetness, and you taste pomegranate, and there's a floral note. There's just so much going on. There's so much big flavor that I'm gonna add just a splash more bubbles because it's fun. I will say this, if you are using good ingredients in this one, it's gonna be a great drink. Like all the way down to fresh juice, a really good grenadine, and a good strong rum. This is outstanding. It really is one of my favorite drinks. One of my favorite tiki for sure. Oz, would you like a sip?
Yes, please. Oh,
what do you think? Isn't that good?
It's so good.
Yeah.
I really like the absinthe in there.
Yeah, and just a little bit. There it is. There it is. That's the end of the show, ladies and folks. We had no sponsors today, so I'm not gonna thank anybody for sponsoring today's film, but thank you, as always, for watching. I really love that so many of you make these cocktails, and let me know in the comments down below, so don't stop today. Do it with this one. Grab these bottles or some of your favorites. Don't forget that grenadine. I'll show you, in case you forget. The link is down below. Yeah, it's like Portland syrups times Anders Ericsson. That is powerful. They also make a number of other fine products, so follow the link and check them out. I don't want you to go. I want you to stay here and watch me finish this drink. I'm kidding. I know a number of you would, and I appreciate that about you. Don't forget to sign up for the newsletter. Don't forget your merch. Goodbye, everyone. Cheers. I'll see you next time. Cheers. No, don't go. I'm kidding. You want to see my dog? Oh, she's been really good. We've been filming all day, and she's been very calm and patient. She probably has to go outside now. So, see you next time.